What's up guys? In this video, I teach my client how to build self-trust in order to help him start exuding that kind of confidence that makes people drawn to you and makes socializing in a charismatic way absolutely effortless. Now, a quick backstory. This video is from one of our recent live 5-day immersion programs, and it's from one of our debriefing sessions on this program. Now, this is a client who's come to us after years of just consuming random content from a bunch of different pickup coaches over the internet, reading books, watching YouTube, all of that stuff. And over the years, it's actually caused him to become hyper analytical and really just overanalyze every single behavior he is doing in every social interaction he's going into. And because of this, this is causing him to come across quite meek, quite stifled, and lacking confidence in his own judgment and behaviors. We get a lot of clients who come to us who need to be quote unquote unfucked by the pickup industry, and you, my friend, get to have an inside look at exactly the process that we go through in order to start undoing the damage that has been done over the years and start helping clients become more authentic, more confident, more charismatic, so they can start really getting the kind of results in their dating lives that they want. Anyways, guys, enjoy the clip. I'll see you in there.
Developing more trust in yourself. More trust in what to say, more trust in what you're doing, more trust in moving things forward. There's still a part of you that puts on a bit of a persona when you're meeting girls, because you're always thinking about and I understand that there's a paradox here, because you're trying to learn the best thing to do, but you're also thinking and wondering, is this the best thing to do? Am I saying the right thing? Am I being optimized right now in the exact behavior I'm doing? And as I've said to you a million times, there is no such thing as a perfect interaction. There is no such thing as a perfect behavior. It just does not exist. All you can do is the best you can in that moment. So when you are, say, asking a girl if she wants to come home with you, instead of being like, oh, do I maybe, and just questioning it, it's just like, hey, do you want to just come back to mine and hang out? Instead of being kind of coy about asking her. Instead of being coy when you're trying to, say, move a girl to sit down with you at the bar. Right? Instead of like, oh, do you want to maybe, just like, hey, let's go sit down in the bar over there, okay? And in terms of when you're just interacting as well, you just got to get out of your head and stop thinking, what is the most perfect thing to be doing in this situation? How do I get this person to like me? How do I need to behave in this exact moment? And instead just trust yourself a little bit more. Just whatever the fuck AJ is doing is the right thing to do. And I think that's going to be really useful in terms of adding some more confidence in the way you're expressing yourself too. So this is both in the day and at night. If you just trust what you're saying a little more and have less hesitation in what you're doing and less kind of flinch when you're behaving or you're doing something or you're teasing, you're asking a question, whatever it might be, you're gonna be punching through the wall instead of just punching at the wall. And you're gonna be a lot more potent and magnetic in terms of your personality. People are gonna be more drawn towards you. And also at the same time, that's gonna allow you to remove a little more of that kind of gamey persona that you put on when you're in interactions. Because there's sometimes when you're in interactions, you put on this persona like, oh, I'm trying to be cool, or I'm trying to be charismatic, I'm trying to be suave like guys who I've watched in the past, or other people, or emulate other people. And emulation's fine to a degree, but you're never gonna be the best second version of someone else. You can only be the best version of you. And in the end, there's gonna be a point that you just kind of accept what the fuck you're doing is the perfect thing to do, and just trust yourself a little bit more in terms of just saying and doing what you want. So less thinking, how do I do the perfect, again, this is a paradox because you need to be obviously at times working on certain parts of the skill set, but I want you for the majority of the time, just trust in what the fuck you're doing. It's gonna make a much bigger difference in terms of how you're interacting than maybe a little tweak in teasing a little bit harder, or say like showing slightly more disinterest. Just trusting what the fuck you're doing. One of my favorite mindsets when it comes to this as well, and this ties into something we've talked about before in terms of how you are trying to get people to like you, is the mindset I gave you, which was just stop trying. Just never, ever, ever fucking try. And you just need to be thinking, what the fuck does AJ want to do right now? What the fuck is AJ gonna find funny right now? okay? And just having a bit more trust in yourself and trust in what you're doing instead of just referring back to these myriad of other things you've learned in the past, which a lot of them aren't working for you. So why think about them? Where I think the more you trust yourself and your own judgment, the better you're gonna be as well. And the more enjoyable the whole process is gonna be too. There is no perfect interaction. There's no perfect way to interact. There's no perfect set. There is no perfect fucking behavior, all right? And if you're trying to turn yourself into a chameleon, trying to change the way you behave for every single person, you're just gonna end up scaring everyone away. Or not scaring everyone away, sorry. That's a very aggressive way to say it. You're just gonna be more repellent towards people instead of magnetic. And I think that's gonna be a big change in your general confidence in the way you come across in your interactions too. And I think it's gonna be a lot more fun for you too, bro. Just stop questioning yourself so much. You can only do the best you can in that moment, all right? In interactions, this is the way you should think about it. In interactions, you should not be auditing yourself. You look at it after the fact. After the interaction, then you go back and you think, what might I have been able to optimize? But during an interaction, all you think is, I'm just fucking gonna go for it, baby. Let's have some fun, let's go. And you can only do the best you can in that moment. AJ can only do the best in that moment with the emotional state he's in, with the exact amount of his fucking brain power he has access to right in that moment. He can not do any better than that. And the more you cloud your mind with bullshit, the harder it's gonna be. So you just need to kind of punch through the wall, go for what you want, and try your fucking best, and then assess afterwards. Do not assess during. Do not question what the fuck you're doing during, only afterwards. Sure, again, this is nuanced. There's gonna be moments when you're sitting there going, all right, what's the next step in the process? Sure, that's the next step in the process. Okay, cool, I'm gonna make a statement of intent. Then you fucking go for it. You don't think, oh, what's the best way to make a statement of intent right now? It's like, no, I'm just gonna let her know I like her. All right? And just trust your judgment a little more, bro. When we take in or learn too much shit, it clouds our mind with way too many potential options of things to do, right? Or so many potential behaviors or things we might be able to do in any exact moment. Again, there is infinite possibilities. There is infinite fucking things you can do right now. The only thing you can do is the best you can in that moment. So you just fucking trust yourself and fucking go for it, babe. All right? That was a really nuanced point. I hope that made sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, like I feel like if you watch Alan Watts, I think even Alan Watts, I feel like that's a perfect thing for him to watch. If you know who he is.
Yeah, dude, Alan Watts is the fucking daddy, bro. Yeah. It's like as soon as you stop fucking swimming against the stream and you let go, everything is still all of a sudden. Okay, and that's going to be a great segue, and I'll let you jump in a second as well. But just because it's a great segue into my next point, which is you need to have more fun. You're not enjoying yourself enough out there, baby. Which just shows you're not fucking doing what you want to be doing. Okay, you're not saying what you want to be saying. There is a certain amount of AJ that is necessary and a certain amount of obviously not doing a dumb shit. You know, like you're not going to try to finger a girl on the dance floor. That's fucking dumb. But there's a certain amount of AJ that even if you want to, there's a certain amount of AJ that's going to be necessary in an interaction. And you need to be just fucking doing more of what you want to fucking do. So really working on learning how you want to interact with women and start interacting the way you want to. So it's like, what does AJ want to do at this moment? You just fucking, there's going to be moments, bro, you need to forget game or any of this shit even exists. You need to forget any of it exists or just brainwash yourself into thinking everything's fucking fake, none of it works, everything is just fucking, I'm the fucking man, I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want. What I'm doing is perfect, okay? And you just need to have more fun, bro. Start opening people with dumb openers, okay? Start saying obnoxious shit to people because you find it funny. Start saying shit that you think is funny that's gonna fucking entertain you. If you're bored in an interaction, you're like, man, how funny it would be if I fucking sexualized right now, even though I don't even have a hook. Fucking do it, because it's fucking funny. And you know what? Sometimes when you do shit like that, bro, all of a sudden you hook. Okay? Because it's funny. Again, I can't stress this enough. There is no perfect way to interact. There is no perfect interaction. So have some more fun, baby. Just you gotta fucking loosen up, not take these fucking interactions so seriously. Stop trying to analyze everything during the fact. Worry about it afterwards. While you're in there, bro, just fucking have fun. I'll tell you the most useful mindset you can have before going into a date. Right? You have an idea about what you want, right? You probably want the date to go well. You're probably going to have a reasonable idea of, okay, I'm going to take her on a date. I'm going to move her to these two locations. Then I'm going to try to invite her home. I'm going to try to move the interaction. I'm going to run through the general process and try to take it home, right? But beyond that, bro, the number one mindset, other than that, right, you have a plan, great. Other than that, bro, the number one mindset, the only thing you should be thinking about during the date is, let's have fun. Fuck everything else. The only thing you should be thinking during that date is let's have fun. The more you simplify things during an interaction, the better. Our conscious mind has a very small amount of bandwidth, really small. If we're focusing on two things at the same time, like, oh, am I behaving right? Do I need to do this? And trying to focus on her at the same time, trying to do both at the same time, you can't do it. It's fucking hard. Some people can, great. I certainly fucking can't. Okay, and most people can't. Very small bandwidth. But the unconscious brain has a huge bandwidth, and the more we clear our conscious brain and just focus on having fun, focus on the person in front of us, the more our unconscious brain can do the work for us. It can do all the calculations in the background. You don't need to think. And that's another point of why you need to just trust yourself a little bit more, because the more you trust yourself, the more you allow your unconscious brain to take over and start doing what's right. You'll be very surprised with how competent you really are once you do turn off that conscious brain and allow your unconscious brain to start doing the talk, doing the thinking, doing the calculating. And you just fucking have fun. All right? You just got to let go of all the bullshit and only focus on the person in front of you and enjoy yourself. Okay? Really fucking important, man. I think it's going to make things so much easier for you, so much more enjoyable, so much better, and you're going to, funny enough, start having way more success too. You're going to notice people gravitationally being pulled towards you more, and you are going to want to be talking to people more as well, because social interactions will be far less of a anxiety-inducing or frustrating environment and more so of a pleasurable one. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, if you're someone who wants to become the ultimate version of yourself, start having fun in social interactions again, and unleash that most confident, charismatic, and attractive version of you, then make sure to click the link in the description below and jump on a free call with one of our team members so we can begin your journey in order to become socially free and live the dating life of your dreams right now. I'll see you there, and I love you.